YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's me again, your host, Mr. Wade. Wait a minute, POV. Thank y'all for coming back and chilling with me. Today we're gonna get into some what would you do type situations. You know what I'm saying? So get in my comment section and let me know what would you do in a certain situation like this, though. So without further ado, let's get into these videos. But remember, these are for entertainment and educational purposes only. So
Immediately aware of Rachel's uncomfortable line of questioning.
Do you have the option to choose a black baby or a white baby?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
And now they've got a few questions of their own.
Why do you think it's appropriate to speak to her in that manner?
Oh no, I'm just asking her a question about.
I heard what you asked.
The world's changing. Don't you feel like the world's changing, that we need to open ourselves up a little bit better than our little square box all the time?
Either you're a good person or you're a person who puts up barriers. Why should there be barriers to the love of a child?
You're making everybody here feel very uncomfortable. You're picking on a white woman just because she has a black child? Isn't there more important things in this earth to worry about?
She's not going to have the same experiences that a black family would have.
She's going to have a
hopefully-
childhood with someone who chose to love her. And I think that is the most beautiful part of what I'm seeing over there.
I feel very uncomfortable. I felt agreed.
I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable. I just was looking out for this child.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
This child can't defend herself. She's under 13. If she didn't have those ears on, I would call the police, because this is brutality to a little child who's done nothing. But you sit there and you say, I just ask questions. I just ask questions. And the child is sitting there, and you're telling her in front of her mother, what did you do to adopt this child? How dare you sit there and patronize anybody here? Please.
Hello there. I'm John Quinones.
Oh, God.
This is
I'm
what
sorry, I'm shaking so bad.
Oh my God.
You realize the greater good that comes out of this?
Yes, we do.
It's just, I've seen it. I saw it back in the 60s. It was horrible. I remember when the first black family moved in our neighborhood, and we were the only family that welcomed them, and all these people that we knew told us to get off the land. You and lovers, get off our land. We don't know you. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ramble on.
And that's why you have no tolerance for this.
No, I've been there.
An emotional reaction born from memories of racial intolerance. But would the reactions be different
Excuse me.
if it was an African-American woman criticizing our mother?
What are you, one of those white women trying to save all the black babies?
We bring in Giselle.
I feel like I see it all the time, white women trying to rescue black kids.
I'm not trying to rescue anyone. I don't see color in my family.
You might not see color, but believe me, everybody else does.
Not everybody else does. Some of us don't.
This woman has no problem jumping into the conversation.
I mean, even her hair. Did
You really
do
need
that?
to leave her alone. You really do.
Look, I'm a black woman. I understand.
You're a rude black woman, so you probably need to be quiet.
You'll never be a real family.
And with that, she's off to complain to the manager. This next diner tries a calmer approach in dealing with Giselle.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff she's going to have to deal with.
A whole lot of stuff we all having to deal with out here. A whole lot of stuff. If she wants to take care of her, she can take care of her. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
This couple listens patiently before disagreeing with Giselle's conclusion.
Honestly, as this young child, she's going to face some discriminations and situations that her mom is not going to be able to help her prepare for or know how to deal with.
And that's probably true. That's probably true because of who she is. But don't we want to mend that? Aren't we heading to get away from that?
And these two think Giselle is part of the problem.
When that little baby starts to deal with discrimination, what is she going to do?
The only discrimination I see right now is from you. I want you to recognize that.
She's taking away our black children.
You know, she gave a home to a child from people who couldn't take care of her.
And then we learn why this issue hits so close to home.
You're coming from a woman who can't have children, that is perfectly okay.
We're rolling one last time.
Excuse me. Is that your kid?
Yes.
And Rachel is back at it.
So, is she adopted?
She is.
This grandfather watches intently.
I mean, you had an option. You didn't have to get a black child.
Guess not, no.
Trying to rescue the black babies?
With that, he joins in the conversation by sharing his own story.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a black daughter also that's adopted. You know, some of your questions seem very offensive.
Did you choose to adopt a black
Absolutely.
baby?
There are all kinds of babies that need families.
But I just feel like they'll never be a real family. Do you feel like...
Absolutely, real family. You see, you seem to be very offensive between
I don't mean to
racial.
be I really
That's
don't
what it
mean
comes
to.
across as, ma'am. So why don't you just why don't you just button it because you're very offensive?
I don't mean to be offensive.
Well, then button it.
I'm sorry, I just didn't butt in because it seemed very offensive. I have a black daughter, and she's married to a black guy, and I've got 3 black grandchildren, and they're just a wonderful family. Your daughter's your daughter.
Yes.
Your kid's yours.
Exactly.
Sure.
As he walks away, we're there to greet him.
I'm John Quinones. This is part of a TV show called What Would You Do?
I have seen your show before.
You were amazing. Tell us what you were thinking.
I just know there's too much racial prejudice in this world, and you know, if someone's offensive, they need to be informed that they're offensive.
You adopted a black child?
Absolutely. She means just as much to me as anyone's daughter would mean to them, and I would go to the end of the world for her. Race becomes an issue only if you let it become an issue, and it does not need to be an issue. A child is a child. I don't care what color they are, and why should that make any determination as to how we act one towards another?
It's called minding your own business. Don't be asking me why do I have a different colored kid and all that stuff. Don't ask me none of that. That's none of your business. Keep eating your food or drinking your drink and stay out of mine. You know what I'm saying? You notice that they did that to women because, you know, more than likely, excuse me, a guy would have said something real harsh. But you know, let's move on to the next.
Excuse me. How do you know these children?
I'm their babysitter.
You're babysitting for these 2 children?
Yes.
And their parents are aware of this?
These first customers clearly hear Jennifer's line of questioning.
She take a picture with her cell phone?
I'm going to take a picture of these kids so that I have a record of this.
Serious right now?
Sorry, it seems like a very odd situation.
They turn the tables on our actress and start throwing questions her way.
So what's wrong?
Because it's a black guy with 2 white people.
Is that it?
It just doesn't look right to me.
Why is it not right?
Okay, can I say something? Pull up on the same thing happened. Black guy had 2 kids in the car.
She's talking about the real incident.
Guess what? They were friends with the family. He was babysitting kids. He's their godparent. So how does that look?
So if I'm wrong, then everything's fine. But what if I'm not wrong?
Do they look like they're at home? Do the kids look like they're at home?
Do they look like they don't know that person?
As the situation heats up, this woman shares her own opinion.
You shouldn't do that for these kids.
Well, I'm concerned about these kids.
You shouldn't be. He's human, just like you are. You're no better than him. I'm going to call the cops on you.
Okay, let's go. Let's break it.
No, I got
Guys, hey, you're okay. It's What Would You Do? It's the TV show.
Let me tell you.
What were you thinking?
We're here for a wedding, and that just did something to me. I'm like, did you not see the news? Like, I could not believe this was happening here.
The kids was just perfectly fine sitting there eating, enjoying themselves. I mean, that's racism. That's something that needs to be reported. That needs to be brought to light because that's an issue.
You know, I understand some people's concerns about certain things, but minding your business should be the biggest concern, right? I don't know why I'm fumbling over my words this morning. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, that should be your biggest concern is minding your own damn business, period. Now, if those kids look distressed or beat up or, you know what I'm saying, and wasn't eating and stuff like that, though, and they looked like they were scared, then of course you could probably say something. But them kids didn't look like they were. You know, y'all know it's all acting and all, but it's still a what would you do scenario. Let's move on.
I gotta get the hell out of here. I mean, obviously there's not enough black women out there. You need to hang out with my mom over here, right?
What did you just say?
He's fully engaged in the drama as Anthony storms off, but he keeps to himself.
He'll come around.
I didn't teach him to act like this.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I'm just gonna fix myself up.
When our mom steps out of the booth, he sees his opportunity to weigh in.
Sit, man. Please sit. The minute you walk in, I said, wow, this kid is just so far gone. And I don't think his parents growing up like that.
Right.
I think it's what he's been introduced outside. Poor mom, he ripped her heart out, and he don't even get it. I'm so pissed off. I got 3 boys, and I never want them to look at another white person and draw judgment.
His strong feelings come from a very personal experience.
I came to this country, and the first person to call me was a black guy. And it wasn't in a friendly way. I was dating a white guy. I mean, seriously, don't be discouraged. Don't.
I appreciate that, man.
See.
Appreciate it very much.
I'm sorry.
No, you have no reason to apologize. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, your happiness is what counts. And if you give him that win, he's going to continue living his life like that. You appear to be a great mother. He handled it like a trooper. Some people would just walk out, but he supported you.
He counseled our couple, and now he's got some advice for Anthony.
Why are you still with him?
Anthony, I'm curious. You have no black friends?
I do. I just don't want one as my stepfather.
But why are we good to be your friend, but we're not good for anything else?
Like, what's so wrong with wanting a role model that looks like me?
I'm hoping that someday you'll wake up, that this color, we bleed the same. Everybody's of different cultures, okay? And we gotta live together.
Time for us to get together and tell them it's What Would You Do?
Fernando.
Oh, man. They got me good. Wow.
What a beautiful lecture you gave us today. Why?
Why? Because I teach my kids not to think on that, on that level. Because we're all living in a society that no matter what breed, no matter what color, you can get along. And I've been doing it.
So your message to them is love each other no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. Wow. Wow. You guys are good.
He's so slow. Can you please take my order first?
I'll be right with you, okay?
You probably can't even read the menu. I'm in a hurry.
This woman does her best to tune him out.
Please, can you come over and take my order? This is so stupid.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in and I'll be right back, okay?
Don't people...
Sir, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But when he redirects his anger from Lauren...
People with Down syndrome have a guardian. Where's your guardian?
I'm trying to enjoy my night.
Well, you're slowing everything down. These people haven't received an order. These people haven't received...
She decides she's had enough.
None of us have gotten any... Are you talking to me, man? He's taking forever. He should have somebody with him.
And just when we thought it was over...
Why are you defending a retarded kid?
First of all, it's mentally challenged.
Ma'am, I am in a hurry. I have a business appointment.
Turns out for her, this situation hits close to home.
I'm John Quinones. They're actors.
I used to teach mentally challenged children, and I'm sorry I'm shaking, but I don't like to have confrontations with people. But that really bothered me. My #1 motto: treat everybody the way you would like to be treated.
The golden rule.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be right with you, sir.
He's so...
That video kind of hit home because, I have a grown son who has Downs, and that right there, that would have set me off, period. I probably, I'm not gonna say what would probably happen, but win or lose, we would have had to get busy on the track. You already know what it is. It would have been pause, pause, and more pause. That's all you need to know. Let's move on.
Along for the ride.
What do you think people will do?
You ordered food for 10 people.
So what? You don't pay in a dine and dash.
Yo, we can't just leave without paying.
Yes, we can.
All right, we eat and we run out of here. That's it. It's easy, man.
Eat and run.
Now, this man wastes no time alerting the manager.
Them 3 colored kids talking about dining and dashing.
Hey, y'all don't forget where you're at. This ain't New York.
Yo, this ain't New York. Let's get out of here.
Where'd they go?
They got in the nest.
It's unbelievable.
Not really.
Yes, sir. What did you tell them?
I think they figured out maybe they shouldn't be messing with a white redneck in a restaurant full of white people.
Yeah.
In Weatherford, Oklahoma. Just call the cops. They'll catch up to them. I mean, you can't miss 3 colored kids. One of them got a big old afro.
Even though that scenario right there was kind of like off-putting and everything, that racist piece of dog snacks right there saying what he's saying and all that, yeah, I mean, we already know how white people feel about black people. Not all, but majority of them. That's only because of the way they were raised. Some of them know that it's wrong, but they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? And they probably think these things, just don't say them out loud. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to see the ending of that, but whatever. You get the gist of it, right? Let's move on.
These last customers are regulars looking to grab a quick bite.
Hi, how are you? 3? Awesome. Have you been here before?
Yes.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
Excuse me, miss. We've been waiting for a while and we haven't been seated.
Oh, yeah. We're waiting for another booth in the back.
If you want to take
Well, no, you guys can sit wherever you want. It's just, we just don't want you to bother anybody else. I mean, you know what I mean.
No. What does that mean? Let them have the table.
Yeah, but you know, we feel more comfortable if you guys take the table.
No, really? We'll sit down.
No, we'll just have them wait. Actually, if you want to order something to go, or...
Megan Murray quickly turns the table on Tracy.
I don't want them to.
You don't want them to what? You're the one making people uncomfortable right now.
I'm trying to protect all of us. I'm trying to make...
Manager!
No, I don't.
Can you guys get us manager, please?
Enjoy your meal.
Manager! Oh my God.
Come on, stand up with me.
No.
And I'll let you enjoy your meal.
This party of 3 is now a party of 5 as they invite Teresa and Keshav to eat somewhere else.
You guys go out somewhere else, honestly.
But you watch the news. I don't understand.
Before anyone leaves, we cut them off.
Wyatt has in.
Hi guys. I'm John Quinones.
Oh my Jesus Christ. You gotta be kidding me, because I literally watch this show all the time.
What were you gonna do?
We were gonna leave a million different places to go eat. We could have gone somewhere else, and they would have came with us, because there's no way that was acceptable.
You would have taken the couple with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
These are tough times in this country.
Yes. Yeah.
How do we combat that?
Kindness and empathy. Like, they're people. Like, I'm a person. We're being obviously given an opportunity to stand up for people like that, so we have to take that opportunity. I want to give them a hug. Yeah, me too. I feel terrible. Do they want to eat with us?
I've seen this happen before to people, for real. It ain't never really happened to me. It probably did, you just didn't pay attention to it though, but I've seen it happen to people. And I be like, dang, that's hecka scandalous. Them people right there been waiting for hecka long. And then somebody come in, no reservation, no none. And then certain places, they don't even take reservations. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta wait to be seated, and that should be that bullshit right there. It do. But what would you do in that situation though? Would you have handled it like those ladies did, or would you have been like, well, finna go sit at my table? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I would have let them people go, because that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? But thank you all for chilling with me on another episode. Wait a minute, POV. I am their host, Mr. Wade. Get in my comment section. Tell me what y'all think about these scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Really though. And I'm gonna respond back. Until the next go round. Yee!